Okay, welcome back to my opinion. This is just a little short video on my Ruger LCP 2. I've talked about this before. I took it up to the gun range and tested some ammo through it just to shoot it. I hadn't shot it in a while. I put some of that crappy Monarch 380 90 grain through it, a box of 50. It had a few hiccups there. That's kind of a bad ammo, cheap, the lacquer finish, and also a box of Fiocchi jacketed hollow point 90 grain, as well as a 25 box of critical defense Hornady 90 grain. It did fine with, it did really well with the Fiocchi hollow point, and it did real well with the Hornady. Now I did have a little bit of old ammo in it too that I had in a junk gun that I also brought up here to test. This old thing that I've been trying to work on to see if I could get it to function. I got it for 70 bucks. It's a Accutech. It's junk. It's garbage. It'll be a paperweight. You can't even get through 1 or 2 rounds. The gun practically falls apart. There's a little screw-in thing for the trigger guard. That's how you break the gun down. But it breaks it off, and it hits your finger, and it hurts a little bit. So it's not only unreliable, jamming, light primer strikes, but it's unsafe. So I'm just going to get rid of it. But back to the Ruger LCP 2, it did okay. It did pretty good. Here's the thing, though. I had some hiccups. The only one that I didn't have any issues with at all, and it's pretty old ammo, but it's been stored safely, been stored in a dry place, etc. Some of the old junk ammo that I had in this other gun, this other gun had been in a storage unit and everything. So it's, I can't really go by that ammo that was in that gun. It was junk, and it did have Hornady critical defense, but that should tell you that even the best of ammos, if you don't keep it stored in a dry, cool place, it's going to turn into crap, which I think is what happened with the first mag, because it was just stuff that I'd had in the Accutech. But even with, I think I had a hiccup or two with some of the old ammo that I took out of the Accutech, which was some Spear Gold Dot. But it was old, and it had been in storage for a long time in that gun, in a storage facility, storage unit. So, under no climate control. So, that just tells you that even the best of ammo, you have to take care of it. If you're going to store any ammo, store it in the right place, temperature, etc. In and out of winter, that ammo had been, so I can't really go by that. But the Ruger LCP2 did real good with the Hornady. It was about 25 rounds in that box, and 50 rounds of almost 50 of the Fiocchi. This stuff right here. That's the 90 grain jacketed hollow point. And it did real well with that, as well as, and I saved some of this stuff. I like to keep the box if I ever have to use it. It did fine with those two. The Ruger LCP did too. But you will have a hiccup. It's a 380. These little mouse guns are notorious for having an issue or two. You shoot 50 rounds or 100 rounds through it, you're probably going to have a hiccup or two. You might. So it's something to remember. You know, if I probably could have taken my PX4 Storm compact carry 9mm and just wouldn't have had any hiccups whatsoever. But the Fiocchi did the best, surprisingly. Not because Fiocchi's bad, but just because it's an old box I've had for a while, even though it was stored properly. But just wanted to give you an update on that. You know, I would think twice. A mouse gun is a great gun. I'll probably use the Ruger LCP not as a carry gun, but as maybe I'll keep it as my shower gun. It's just not as reliable as my Beretta PX4 Storm and my Beretta PX4 Storm compact carry. I can carry it. Yeah, it's bigger, it's bulkier, it's heavier, but it's not that difficult to carry. So just wanted to update you on that. Like, share, and subscribe. And, you know, think twice about the mini guns, the little mouse guns. They have their drawbacks. And one of those is utter reliability. Some of them are pretty reliable, but they're not as reliable as, say, PX4 Storm or a Glock 19 or even a Shield 2.0. Those are very reliable firearms. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe and be safe.